Special Event Alert.
Get off your back and grab your cack, or else you will be late for changeover, your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith, and I'm joined by Mr. History, Eric Perra.
It took a lot of calculation, didn't it?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Oh, that way. That way.
The reverse camera, you're like,
Oh. And our man in the closet, Jake Wall.
good to see you guys. Rocking the purple flannel tonight.
And purple,
I like it.
very noted.
No magenta, no
That's almost
fuchsia.
Rocky's purple. That's almost
Oh, this
Rocky's.
is nice. Deep
Yeah,
purple.
yeah, that's nice.
Oh, deep.
We're here to bring you the latest headlines and updates pertinent to all Guardians and to the lesser branches as well. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh because
Late for Changeover is rocking it from the mountain to the space coast.
Still loving it. Still loving it.
I still got to get on Claude or ChatGPT and get a better
Yeah.
one than that. But, gentlemen, good to see you on, goddamn, January's almost over.
That's amazing.
Already, man.
So
2026.
21st when this thing is going to go. Holy shit, man. It just feels like we just got out of, well, we did just get out of Christmas, but my God, what if, I guess that's the way it goes until like June. And then June through August, you're like, oh, these months suck. It's dragging. And then all of a sudden you get the
For us old guys, the
summertime,
shit
man.
flies by anyway, man.
Yeah,
Days
well, that's
rolling
true.
days.
But everybody
Summer
out here,
evenings are the best.
I know. Everybody's like, wait till it gets to summer. You're going to hate it. You're going to hate it. And I'm like, well, I know. I mean,
You'll be hating it sitting in the pool, man. You'll be fine.
Yeah, dude, you'll be fine.
That's true.
You'll be fine.
That's true.
Sitting
Did you
the
invest in
swimming
a
pool.
golf cart or a mini truck yet?
Nope. Wife is still on my ass to try to get one.
There you
And
go.
we went with some friends the other night to dinner in their golf cart, and they had the plastic sides. I was freezing my ass off, and I was like, this is uncomfortable in this fucking golf cart, right? They're like,
You need a
"Well,
mini truck.
I have a
telling
regular
you.
truck.
No, you need one of those Honda or Daewoo's that are like this big and paint it like one of those massive Indian lorries. Awesome.
Just all the dingle balls on the
Just
inside.
nothing but tassels,
Elephants.
layers of tassels.
Like,
elephants
I don't know.
fighting.
You
Yeah.
can get the golf cart with the whole plastic zip up, wind resistant. You'd be fine in that.
Oh my god! Stop
Yeah,
being a
but
sissy.
Looks like a
Why?
rolling
Fine.
gas chamber.
Yeah.
When I got down here, every light on my Chevy Colorado went off, and I took it over to the mechanic, and he's like, "Oh, you got this problem, this problem, this problem." It cost me like $4,000 to get it fixed. And I was like, "Well, honey, there's your golf cart right there. I just sunk it into my Colorado. So
Yep.
sorry about that." But she's still on me for it. She's still on me for it. So
Cool.
We'll see.
If I get one, if I move to Florida, man, I'm gonna have it all decked out in Air Force blue. I'm gonna have Air Force shit flying and planes fighting and all kinds of crap.
All the
there was a.
Oh yeah.
I wore my Air Force jacket to dinner the other day, and this guy who was from Lone Tree, right? Him and his wife.
dude.
And my wife had made friends with him, and he's like, "Hey, you were in Air Force?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Yeah, I was too." I said, "Oh, what did you do?" And he's like, "Oh, I flew." And I was like, "Oh."
Oh, you're one of those guys.
I was like, and he goes,
You can still
"Yeah,
hang
you know,
out.
well, sure," but I think he was more let down about my status in the Air Force than he
You're
was
Space
about-
nerd and a reservist. He's
And
like,
he's like,
oh,
"Oh,
gross. Reserve and space. Oh,
Fortunately, he never asked me about it. So I
you
was
dodged
like,
that bullet.
Yeah, I know it's coming back up if I ever see him again. I was like,
Mhm.
so you're a F-15 pilot, huh, sir? He's like, "Oh, don't call me sir." And I was
You
like,
still
"Yeah."
call sir?
Well, I
Don't
just
call
have
him
to be
sir.
respectful.
That's respect.
No, it's
Respect.
who gives a shit.
Jake, nobody has the balls to do things that you do. You know what I mean?
Well, you know,
What are they
that's
gonna
a
do?
small world too.
Well, that's true. What are they going to do?
I was
But
at the
I'm just
range
gonna
hitting
go
golf balls
limp.
today. And my club covers are Air Force Blue covers, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I go to a stall right next to a guy who's got Marine Corps covers, and he's wearing a Marine Corps vest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, we're having freaking conversations. He joined the war in '63,
Whoa.
freaking retired in '82 or '84, something like that.
God.
3 tours in Vietnam. Had a really good talk, and he
That's
knew
cool.
Nice.
personally 2 of the commandants of the Marine Corps,
Whoa. Wow.
General Ash and General, I don't know, some other 4-star, but really nice guy. His name was Mike. He's like 74 hitting golf balls all day
Oh,
long.
wow.
I was like,
Yeah.
Nice.
freaking awesome, man. Good dude.
That's cool, man.
Well, way to bridge the gap for us there.
Oh, yeah, man.
All right. Should we get to the news?
Let's get to the
We haven't done a space story in a while, even though the name of our podcast is The Space News and Variety Show. So,
I was ready to change the freaking name of our show.
Yeah.
to what, Eric?
Just
Whatever.
variety show.
Whatever.
I have thought maybe I should just call it the Military News and Variety Show. And then I'm like, then I got to change patches. I got to get new mugs. I was like, oh. So,
No.
What did we
This
call
is
it
good.
before this? I liked it before we called it this.
headline news.
Headline news. I thought was
Well,
cool.
you had the swearing in podcast too.
Well,
Yeah.
that's the interview show.
And you're
yeah.
still doing that one.
You know, the last
Yeah.
person I did interview was Michelle Zayas. She was the
It's been a
last
little
one.
while.
And the majority of my year last year was movie. So
Yeah.
that was nothing. So I probably should have done a couple in there, but I know.
You got
Maybe
a
I
new
was-
pilot friend in Florida. Should interview him.
Shut up.
Yeah. Why not? You need to join the BF Dub out there.
Yeah, man.
There is a Legion down there, so yeah,
There you go.
I'm gonna have to try that out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Get some extra cranky stories.
Direct.
well, we'll
Exactly.
hit on some of that here, so we'll make some guys cranky with the next story. But this story's from military.com, surprisingly. NASA's new moon rocket moves to the pad ahead of an astronaut launch as early as February. Probably not. But NASA's giant new moon rocket moved to the launch pad Saturday in preparation for astronauts' first lunar fly around in more than half a century. So they're not going to the moon. They're just going to fly around it, I think. Or I don't even know if they're going to orbit it.
What the hell does that prove?
That we can do it. We
Yeah,
haven't
we can-
done it in years.
we can
man.
finally
It's
do it
been a
again.
while. It's been a while. So last time
Okay.
was fake. So we got to really do it this time. So,
Okay.
which is funny when they
Mhm.
all go, "Oh, the moon landing was fake." I was like, "But we landed many people on the moon." They're like, "Yeah, but that first one was fake." It's like, "Yeah, but we've been back like 3 or 4 times." I was like, "Yeah, but they're all fake." The out and back trip could blast off as early as February. Weighing in at 11 million pounds, the Space Launch System rocket and Orion crew capsule on top made the move aboard a massive transporter that was used during the Apollo and shuttle eras. It was upgraded for the SLS rocket's extra heft, the first and only other SLS launch, which sent an empty Orion capsule into orbit around the moon, took place back in November 2022. Heat shield damage and other capsule problems during the initial test flight. It required extensive analysis and tests, pushing back this first crew moonshot until now. That fills you with confidence, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Until now.
Heat shield damage and other capsule problems. Miscellaneous capsule problems.
I'm not flying on any of it.
Well, you are, because we already got you reserved, so no backing
That's
out.
because we're all sissy lalas.
That's right.
Real
That's
men.
right.
The astronauts won't orbit the moon or even land on it. The giant leap will come on the third flight in the Artemis lineup a few years from now. This is only Artemis 2. Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, and Christina Koch, longtime NASA astronauts with spaceflight experience, will be joined on the 10-day mission by Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen, a former fighter pilot awaiting his first rocket ride. They will be the first people to fly to the moon since Apollo 17's Gene Cernan and Harrison Schmitt closed out the triumphant lunar landing program in 1972.
Man, that long ago.
1972. 12 astronauts strolled the lunar surface, beginning with Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin. Only 4 moonwalkers are still alive. Aldrin, the oldest, turns 96 on Tuesday.
Man, that's impressive.
Or actually today. So he turns 96 today. So happy birthday, Buzz. The space agency has only 5 days to launch in the first half of February before bumping into March. So their window is only 5 days in that first couple of weeks. NASA shares that multiple wet dress rehearsals may be needed to get the rocket to a point it can launch. NASA also shared it may need to return the SLS rocket to the vehicle assembly building for additional work before launch. So
That's
they
'cause it's
rolled it
Boeing.
out.
Boeing is responsible for it.
Oh, here we go.
Well, they're going to start 2026 like they started 2025. That's
No,
not
of
good.
course.
The best case scenario for NASA is that all the tests and wet dress rehearsals go well the first time, and NASA can certify the rocket ready to launch as soon as February 6th for the opening of Artemis 2's launch window. However, the likelihood of that happening is low. For Artemis 1, NASA had to conduct 2 wet dress rehearsals and over a month of launch attempts before it finally flew. No date has been given yet on when NASA will attempt Artemis 2's wet dress rehearsal. For now, Artemis 2 is still slated for launch no earlier than February 6th, pending the rehearsal's outcome. I love when they do the NET date, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's launching, but no earlier than February 6th. So this looks like straight out of the past, right? But there's
I
Artemis
truly
2.
truly like the whole wet dress rehearsal.
That's a good time.
You
It's
do.
way better than a dry run.
Dry.
Oh, dry.
Yeah, right?
Dry
You
run.
want a wet
Yeah, I want a wet dress
rehearsal.
rehearsal.
Well, you get a wet dress rehearsal, and then what do you get afterwards? You get a hot wash. So,
Oh,
yeah.
That sounds appropriate.
dry run to wet dress to hot wash.
That sounds
It all
appropriate.
makes logical sense.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know.
Doesn't it?
Science.
All right, the next question is, who is responsible for naming these rockets? Do they send out a poll and get suggestions?
Probably.
Where do the names come
sure.
from, man? Artemis.
I don't know. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's that great a name.
Well, that's what I mean.
You know?
Where do they come
mean,
from?
You went from the Mercury program, right, which is just showing that we could orbit, and then
Mm-hmm.
it was Apollo missions that went to the moon, right? Or that faked went to the moon, right? So Artemis. I don't know where Artemis comes from.
Well, it's a
Interesting.
Greek god again.
If only we had something to tell us what that means.
Well, it's an ancient Greek god. We're gonna
Artemis?
Google it. Yeah.
He's like a minor god, right?
Okay.
He's not in the top 10.
He's like the
Well,
saint
she,
of
you
back pain.
sexist prick, but
It's like the saint of back pain. It's a small saint.
Gemma.
Saint Gemma, don't you bring
Saint
Saint Gemma,
Gemma.
man. Yeah.
She's a saint, but it's a small one.
Saint
Yeah.
Gemma has not been listening to my prayers because my back pain has been bonkers lately. I think she might be like
You upset her, man. You gotta light that candle.
smiting me. with
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. So anyway, good luck to them. I hope the wet dress goes well, and they we can get on our way back to the moon. But this is Artemis 2. Artemis 3 is the one that's probably just orbiting. So I
bring in
guess
the
we're not on any
non-believers.
rush timetables here. So
Hmm.
it's not a 10-year timetable, that's for sure.
I just I don't understand why we need to spend money to show that we can fly around the moon again.
Because we
It
can't
does-
fly around the moon.
Well,
But we have in the past. We landed on the moon.
Well, yeah, everybody else though is already doing it. Like civilian contractors, civilian
Yeah.
companies are landing on there. So
You're-
in the last year, India, Japan, U.S. corporation,
And again, I say to you, what are they
China
getting out
on
of
the
flying around the moon?
backside.
yeah,
China
went
got
to
a
the dark
whole
side.
thing on the backside of the moon.
Yeah.
We're
I don't
in a
know.
full other space race again.
You know,
I'm
I
just not sure
think it's
worth
a
all the money.
fair. I think it's
Lots
a fair
of minerals.
point. It's a fair
moon?
point. Because we've already shown we can do it. I mean, yeah, it would be nice if it would be like, oh, we can do that. Just give us a month and we'll get something together.
Right.
But this seems to be taking so much longer.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
well, and then if you told me, hey, we're going to the moon to collect samples for all the minerals that are there, we need to see if that's, give me a reason other than we're going to fly around it.
Yeah.
Other than China did it, so we have to do it.
Yeah, and I think that's what it feels like. It feels like China's doing it, so we.
I think it's honestly also the natural stepping point off to Mars if we're pushing out further.
Yeah, yeah.
And China's expanding its cislunar orbit capability now, and we can't keep up right now. Well, I don't know if we can keep up, but I don't think we can keep up with their abilities right now.
Well,
that's because their wet dress rehearsals go so well.
They don't even wet dress; they just straight dry run.
They just jump.
Boom.
Of course, they did have 2 rockets blow up on the pad the other day. So that's not good. So
but they don't care. They freaking sweep it off and call it a day. Next,
red dress, fuck red dress. Just go, boom. Yeah.
Someone bring the water hose so we can wet this thing down.
Yeah,
come on.
There you go.
Should have red dress. Red dress. That's not the easiest thing for them to say. I'm just saying. It's just natural language barrier. So. Okay. So good. Good luck. I hope they do, but it just seems like NASA has gotten slower.
Yeah,
it seems like NASA has gotten more risk averse and is slower. And I think that's what SpaceX's criticism. That's what Elon's criticism was. It's like, let's go, guys. Come on,
let's go.
Guys.
They're so adverse to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what Starliner went through right last year. That's why NASA was like, "Oh, hold on, give us 8 months to figure this out, and we'll bring him back."
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Okay. This next story from Stripes.com. Do you guys want to hear some great news about VA compensation?
Give it to me.
You're not going to hear it here because we have nothing of the kind. Right? So they had a hearing the other day and it didn't go well. This story from Stripes.com. VA awards disability benefits using criteria from 80 years ago. A federal watchdog found out. Federal watchdog warned lawmakers that the Department of Veterans Affairs needs to fully revise the 80-year-old criteria for awarding disability payments or miscalculating benefits for millions of veterans. The Government Accountability Office testified at a subcommittee hearing of the House Veterans Affairs Committee last Wednesday, said the criteria the VA developed in 1945 do not align with modern medicine, employment, and the impact of disabilities on a veteran's earnings potential. All right, that's what's interesting. Without a rating, let's see. Elizabeth Kurta, GAO Director of Education, Workforce, and Income Security, said, without a rating schedule that fully reflects present-day changes in medicine and the labor market conditions, VA may overcompensate some veterans while undercompensating others. Sounds like a mess.
That's a big surprise there.
Yeah, sounds like a mess, right? Disability ratings in 2026 are based on physicians and lawyers' judgments from 80 years ago about service-connected disabilities and average earnings losses from disabilities, according to findings in a GAO report issued Wednesday before the hearing. The subcommittee raised concerns about the outdated medical and earnings loss data, as well as a lack of oversight of disability exams primarily conducted by private contractors. Could you pick up that pencil? Oh, my back. Yeah, that's the exam, right?
I like how they're like, well, these are all contractors. I'm like, you made them all contractors.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
You actively got rid of all of our VA doctors because you didn't want to pay them.
That's right.
Yeah. You privatized you outsourced all the military doctors because you didn't want to educate them and hire them and pay them.
Yeah. And
it's not a surprise.
And you thought by going privatization, you get rid of this backlog, but that's only for the guys who want to sign up to be part of that VA thing. They don't want to do that shit. Yeah, they're not gonna. They know they're gonna get lowballed. Why do they want to do that shit?
Yeah.
So the backlog remains. Which funny you don't hear about that anymore. Maybe they just buried that story. I'm sure it's not like they cleared out all the backlog.
Oh, they cleared it all out.
No. Okay. Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. They're getting better. Nina Tan, VA's executive director for compensation service, said the agency has made progress updating medical information on service-connected injuries and illnesses affecting 11 of 15 body systems. That's interesting. Now, I wasn't going to go into more because that would have required me to read the report.
Good call.
But the VA also published proposed rules for the remaining 4 areas covering mental health disorders, as well as medical conditions affecting respiratory, auditory, and neurological systems.
Hello.
Said. Yeah. The agency anticipates publishing the final rules by the end of fiscal 2026. So they're on it. Right? They got a lot of work to do before the end of fiscal 2026. So.
You know what's interesting? I was just out here at the Western Stock Show Monday.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we were walking the vendors.
It's
all the vendors
always
located.
so fun to go out.
Yeah, it was a good time. But I've got my Air Force long sleeve shirt on, and I'm walking past a vendor, which is the Vet Solutions. All these vet assistant groups.
Oh, really?
Huh? Immediately calls me over. Are you rated? How much?
Oh, yeah.
Give me your information. I think we can give you more than that. I'm like, you don't even know my military. It doesn't matter. We can certainly freaking work with you to figure out what is service related and connected to your military service.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. I can't believe how much those assistant groups are starting to reach out.
It is a cottage industry all of a sudden, because I get contacted that too. And it's like, hey, how much you got or how much you're getting? We can get you more. Yeah. I was like, how can you get me more? That just seems so.
What do they get out of it?
Well, I don't know. That's a good
always cynical about this. Like,
this
how
guy,
are they getting money out of it?
They don't get anything unless you get an increase in your rating.
Well, that's the same with Frank Azar.
5 times. I can't remember. He said it was 5 times the amount. So it was like, if I'm getting 1,000 and they get me 2,000, then I owe them like 5,000.
What?
Based upon my increase. Yeah, that's the end. It's 5 times. So one-time payment.
They're taking the first 5 months of your bump, but then after that, it's
yours. Yeah.
Oh, these are like freaking. These are some shady lawyer kind of things.
That's used car salesman right there.
This is only if they get you an increase, though.
But they know. I mean, just like all the VA stuff, as long as you know the verbiage and what to discuss, they're looking for specific verbiage. On half of that stuff.
Well, I talked to a VSO, and he was like, the joint stuff, there's not much. I mean, the joints, the body joint stuff is what it is, right? 5%, 10%. You're not going to get a big jump.
Yeah.
And if you do, the VA will probably fix it, so you can't get it anyway. But he said, have you ever felt like your, world would be better off without you? And I was like, yeah, I guess so, every once in a while. And he goes,
PTSD.
He goes, that's where. I was like, really? And he goes, yeah, it's not, you don't have to actually have suicidal ideation as a big umbrella.
Yeah, how do you prove it?
Yeah.
Well,
last night I thought 3 times about killing myself.
That's one of the things. And he goes, if you go down that, that's, there's, it's an easy claim. And so I thought about it, and then I emailed him back, and I was like, well, okay, how does this work? He goes, well, you got to go get seen by somebody and then get treated for that case. I was like, oh, shit. I've really got to go get a psychological eval. Like, yeah, that's what makes the case. And I was like, well, shit, I don't want to do
that. They might actually think I'm crazy.
Who knows what goes on, brother?
Hell, I may want to kill myself after seeing those people.
Right. So, we've talked on this show before about how there is just, shithouse lawyers, where there's shithouse VA claimers, right?
Yeah.
And they're always scheming.
Yeah. The last time I went to my VA checkup,
Yeah.
The nurse was like, I'm BSing with her. And she goes, are you good? Are you compensated? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. My mentality was, as long as I got free license plates, I'm good. I'm happy. Right? Like, she goes, yeah, the latest thing that a lot of people are saying now is like, I can't remember what she said. It was like sexual trauma. And I was like,
Oh my
what
God.
do you mean? And she goes, well, did you ever play the ball tap game? And I'm like, like somebody like, you
Smack
got me
ya.
good, or a credit
You
card.
may have invented that game.
Yeah,
Jake.
exactly.
Who knows?
And she's like, I was like, yeah, everyone that I know of at one point in time was
Smack
doing
you.
something like that. She goes, are you traumatized because of it? I was like, oh, I get where you're going on this.
Yeah.
I was like, no,
Come
I'm
on,
good.
man.
I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I would be almost embarrassed to admit that. I
Like,
feel traumatized because my friend smacked
Would
me
you
in my
like to play it with
Yeah.
me now? I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The first
That's
30
great.
seconds were not.
I'm wide. I'm
comfortable,
not even looking. Go
but
ahead.
after that, I was having a good old time, man.
But it's just so schemy, you know. It just
is.
feels so schemy.
It does feel kind of scary.
Underhanded, man.
As of January, the VA had not updated a second set of data related to earnings loss, according to the GAO. Earnings loss is the average decrease in expected earnings caused by specific disabilities, which was based in the 1950s. So they got a long way to go, but
It's good that they're updating it. I don't know how that's going to really truly.
I do too. But whenever they do some update, so like she said, some people are going to get overcompensated. You're like, well, I don't want that. I mean, I don't want them to go, hey, we're giving you way too much. We got to take some of that shit back.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, you're just going to start now? Well, actually, we've been giving way too much for like a couple of years now. So we need to take all that back, right? I'm just so scared of that.
The government and the pay system, like, though they're slow to give it, but they are quick to take away.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I mean, what was the, I think we said this before, but bears saying again, what was the biggest fear when you went TDY? If you got overpaid, man.
Oh, dude.
Overpaid is like, oh no.
Because lo and behold, you spend it all. You spend it all. You don't have it to give back to them.
Yes, you do. But oh my God, I dreaded that. I just dreaded it. I would when they came out with that travel card, I would just pay it out of my own pocket just to get it off. Get it out of the first sergeant's office. And I don't want.
Well, it's coming off your credit anyway. That's the biggest racket around.
And if they pay me, bonus. They're okay, great. Whew.
If they're late to pay you, it hurts your credit, and you have to pay the late fees.
But you had every right to go, well, I ain't paying this. The government sent me. They should pay this. And I was like, yeah, but if they're slow, you're going to get the hit on your credit, which was the biggest.
And that $40 late fee is coming out of your pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
And that's going to reflect on your credit report. And that's when you go, I don't trust the VA looking at my records. No. I don't want them to adjust anything. I'm scared to death of it. Anyway, so okay, get that stuff done, VA. Hopefully,
updates are
we'll
always
benefit from it.
Interesting, the direction they go, man.
Yeah, and nobody's ever celebrating them.
It's gonna just be a whole new game. Everybody's gonna go in and analyze what you got and what's going on.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, now we got to adjust it to say this.
Longest time it was tinnitus. Go and say you got tinnitus. Don't go and say you got ringing. Go and say you ringing. Yeah. It's like, oh shit. I don't know. I had a bad knee and I had that replaced. I don't want them to look and go, oh, you need to be paying us back for that. And I was like, it still hurts.
Yeah.
Now, what happened to your knee? Oh, well, that went away when they cut my whole leg off.
I know.
my problem is, yeah, exactly. I had a janky ankle, and then that problem got solved.
Well, you guys, good job.
Yeah,
well done.
My problem is that you can go in there knowing for a fact, like, this was caused by the military.
Sure.
And even today, they'll be like, "Nah, that's not military related."
Yeah.
I'm like, I literally broke this bone in the military. Like, nah,
I'm like,
never
almost-
yeah, but that
It's almost impossible to tie any of it back to your service. It's
There
how do you tie it as
was-
well, unless
service
you get it
connected?
right off the bat. Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
like an opinion piece article
It's so
that advising like military members now, and they're like, go to sick call. If you hurt yourself playing flag football, go to sick call.
Get it in your
record, right?
yeah.
Get it noted.
Because we all did. I mean, I blew my ACL out playing flag football while I was TDY. I iced it with the beer and then wrapped it and went out into the field for the next 2 weeks. I never rehabbed that thing. I never did anything. And I should have, but you don't want to be the guy at the first line. What the fuck's, you're not going out of the field? What are you doing? Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'll make it. Well, I got to go to sick call. No, you're not going to sick call. God, it's just, it's that whole same thing. So when they advise these guys to go to sick call, well, you still got to fight through the first sergeant to get there, right?
Sure.
Well, even now, sick calls not just show up. You got to call and make an appointment.
Yep. There's no
Like,
more walk-ins.
You do. There's no walk.
Yeah, dude. There was no walk-in schedule at the end of my career.
No.
There was no sick call hours. You had to call and make an appointment. And if it was over-the-counter stuff, they would just give it to you. And
Sure.
you'd get an appointment like a week later sometimes. Sometimes they might get you in that same day, or you'd wait.
So we did
Yeah,
have sick
Bobby.
call back in our day.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah. Yeah,
between
yeah.
8 and 12, you had
Yep,
guys sitting
yeah.
up in the clinic lined
Right.
up against the wall.
Right.
Yep.
And they'd be like, PT test today? And they're like, goddamn right.
I hate Wednesdays. Hate them.
All right, gentlemen. Robots is always our favorite on here, right?
Oh, do you love some
I
robots?
love
I've
robots.
got 2 stories about robots, and I've got video, which will either make you say, "Ooh, that's really cool," or you go, "Oh, this is coming." Imagine being the enemy for this shit, right? So the first one is from defenseblog.com. So DARPA completes racer autonomous vehicle testing. So DARPA, the Pentagon's research and technology arm, confirmed on January 14th that its robotic autonomy in complex environments with resiliency, or RACER, ARACER, program has completed final operational tests and is ready for transition to U.S. military units and commercial users. The announcement follows a series of Army and Marine Corps demonstrations that showed racer-equipped vehicles operating autonomously in complex off-road terrain without GPS or pre-mapped routes and at mission-relevant speeds. DARPA said the results fulfill the original promise of its 2004-2005 Grand Challenge, which sought to accelerate the development of autonomous ground systems for military use. Racer, now the vehicle, the video I'm going to show you is on a certain vehicle, but Racer, the program, can be put on any vehicle. Right? It's this whole series
that's cool.
of sensors and everything, and they can take it and they can make a Humvee an autonomous vehicle.
Wow, that's cool.
Racer is not a single vehicle program, but a reusable autonomy software stack consisting of algorithms, data sets, and neural network models that can be installed on multiple types of ground vehicles. DARPA said the system can turn sensor-equipped platforms into autonomous vehicles capable of navigating contested and degraded environments without human control. So they've done a couple tests in October 2025. They put it on a platform built by Carnegie Robotics on a Textron M5 chassis. I think that's a video I have. In November, they put it on a Polaris Razor.
Okay.
Yeah, and it all works.
So it doesn't have to be that big then, huh?
No. So Racer
Pretty
is just the
Decent small vehicle.
Yeah, it's the suite of stuff. So DARPA said one of Racer's main achievements is its perception architecture, which allows autonomous vehicles to predict terrain and adjust behavior in uncertain environments. Unlike earlier systems that required weeks of retraining, the Racer system can adapt to new terrain in about 1 day, according to DARPA, allowing rapid deployment to unfamiliar environments.
Wow.
So this video I'm going to show you is this kind of engineering vehicle. It's really cool. I took the sound off because I always get copyrighted on it, but here it goes. So that's the vehicle. It looks turretless. It just looks like an engineering thing.
Oh, look
But
at
it's
that thing
fast.
haul,
Man.
man.
Look at that thing go. It is fast. Now it'll show bits and pieces of what the sensor is looking at. It's really, really cool. I wish there was more. And this was like a year ago. So this isn't the latest test, but this is the
Throw
best
that
video
crap on an A1 Abrams and let's go, man.
Kinda, right?
No tank freaking, cruise.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But it'll
right.
show some of the suites. You see the sensors there?
Oh,
You
yeah.
see the pictures down at the bottom, how it's sensing
is
the road
really
and how
cool.
it's turning in. Yeah, it's really neat. And when they talk about mission appropriate speeds or whatever, yeah, this thing isn't just tooling around outside. It's going pretty balls out.
Wow, man, that is awesome.
Can you imagine a bunch of those coming at you, knowing that
No,
there's
man.
nobody in it? It's just
It ain't
gonna
afraid
roll.
of us.
Yeah, it's just gonna roll you, man. I mean, God dang, that thing is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But now this vehicle here is just a prototype. They could have put the suite of sensors on anything.
This is like an engineering vehicle. It may be a prototype. It didn't talk about what that was too much, but
Okay.
yes, they put
That's
it on a.
But if
They put it on a
Polaris
Razor, right?
that's
Yeah, they can put it on a Humvee. They can put. I guess they can put it on anything they want,
Right.
and
Right.
all of a sudden it makes it autonomous. So obviously, it's more than
I mean-
just the sensors because it's got to control speed and gearing and all that.
yeah, it has to know what kind of vehicle it's
Correct.
on, so it's like
Right.
dial it down to Razor mode and
Right.
dial it up to freaking whatever that crazy thing is.
But it
That's
sounds,
pretty
and they're about to ship it out to units. So how they're going to
Freaking
incorporate
DARPA,
that?
Man, those guys are crazy.
I wonder if you
love
could put it on ships or boats.
Well, we've done stories like that where they're already working on some of those autonomous
I
vehicles.
wonder if
but,
seems like it would work.
nice.
What about a 2023 Honda CRV? I'll take it.
What about a
Give me a ride.
Razor golf cart that I can do
Huh?
buzz around, drive through
Honda
people's
mini
yards,
truck.
and nobody's in it?
I like it.
Take me to the bar. Honda,
Put your dog on a
let's
leash.
go.
You fucker.
Patrolling the neighborhood in an unarmed vehicle.
So like that, I couldn't let this one go. This next one is from military.com. Robot dogs support Japanese troops during multinational training near Tokyo. Japanese, this is cool. Japanese soldiers showed off dog-like robots during airborne training alongside troops from the United States and 13 other nations on Sunday, January 11th. The four-legged machines embarked with members of Japan's 1st Airborne Brigade, who landed in a pair of Chinook helicopters at this training area in Chiba Prefecture near Tokyo. It is the first time robodogs have participated in the annual drill, according to an announcer at the event. The robots and troops maneuvered in front of a crowd of 10,000 invited to the training area. The quadrupeds are Vision 60 ground robots manufactured by Ghost Robotics, a Philadelphia firm. The Vision 60 is a quadrupedal, urban and all-environment ground robot, or robodog, and capable of maneuvering through austere environments with minimal difficulty. The durable 112-pound robots can operate for more than 3 hours at a time. They can function in temperatures from -40 to 131 degrees Fahrenheit and will work while submerged in several feet of water.
Whoa.
This one's a little more haunting, this one, right? It's not very long, but just to show these dogs amongst everything else, right? See?
How'd you like to see that damn thing walking towards you?
I don't know. How'd you like to have that
Yeah.
thing coming down your trench line? It's
Yeah.
like, oh,
That's like,
shit.
have you seen that Black Mirror episode? It's terrifying.
Whew.
No, tell us. I know you told us about it before, but tell us about it again.
Well, yeah, it's dystopian, so they all, of course, go autonomous, and then they start just hunting down humans.
Right.
You know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
But look at that. They're out there. We're doing it.
yeah.
Right. They did make mention how the security forces have been using Air Force security forces in certain places have been using them for like 2 years now, 3 years
Yeah.
since
I didn't know that.
2023.
That's way
Right.
cool.
So between that DARPA vehicle and these robot dogs, it don't pay to be infantry, man. That shit
No.
scared.
No.
That's it scared the shit out of you. Look at this, like these things are coming. What
Yeah.
do you do?
Well,
What do
think
you
about
do?
every guy in the Ukraine on both sides. How many
Oh.
have died from drone attacks, man?
That
Just
Well,
war
yeah.
has changed
right.
just our perspective on drones.
I mean, people are copying wherever Ukraine's getting those drones, or they're already copying those things, right?
Yep.
Dude.
Because of their effectivity. So, but now you got dogs knocking on your door. You get, I mean, holy shit.
all kinds. Some guy standing in a safe area with a little controller.
Yeah, right. From Creech.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm taking you out.
it's one thing to have drones flying. It's a whole nother thing to have things walking 10 feet from you.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh my God.
What do I do with that thing, man?
You hear the little servos. You're like,
Why? I mean, we should be putting these dogs in with ice. Ain't
Little
nobody going to
chippy- oh, here
protest
we
these
go.
things, right? You know?
Little
112
tippy
pounds? Are you going to
tappy
kick that
toes.
thing? Yeah, I know.
Could you imagine seeing a line of those come up to the freaking protest line? Get them, boys.
Oh, they wouldn't know what to do.
Dogs
They
start
were
running
like,
around.
you know, they're with the microphones and they're like, "Hey, get out of it!" And they're like, "It's a robot, dude."
Here
What are you
come the
gonna
dogs. They don't care what you say to them.
do? No.
Yeah.
That'd be fun for us because we can
Oh,
cover
yeah.
those headlines. Yeah,
No
That's
doubt.
terrifying.
actually, absolutely. It is. All right, gentlemen. Should we do our dates again? On depends on who goes first for unheralded history.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Unheralded history.
Whoa, look at you. I'm
I gotta go through like 7 presets to get back to the
There you go.
one.
I actually think I'm going last this time.
I'm
Mine is
54 to
1945.
Oh, yeah, you're first. I'm 54 to 73.
I'm 94.
All right.
Nice.
My unheralded history I found on military.com. It was Operation Teardrop in 1945. The secret Navy mission to stop German submarines from launching rockets on New York City.
Ooh.
Look at that.
So, as World War II drew to a close, now get this. U.S. Navy intelligence suspected German U-boats equipped to launch V-1 rockets were preparing to hit New York City. The War Department dismissed the threat. You Navy guys are nuts.
Silly Billies.
The Navy disagreed and launched Operation Teardrop anyway. 2 captured spies may have triggered the sudden operation. William Colepaw and Eric Gimple landed in Maine from U-boat 1230 in late November 1944. Within weeks, they were captured and ended up in FBI custody. Their interrogators learned a shocking revelation. Germany was preparing several submarines to be equipped with V-1 rockets. The weapons would strike New York and other East Coast cities soon, the spies reported. The intelligence reached Navy commanders not long after. The mayor of New York City, Fiorello LaGuardia, even went public with the warnings. As the public became fearful, the War Department dismissed the threat again. You guys. Army officials told President Franklin Roosevelt the probability was too low to justify diverting resources on a ghost hunt. That's crazy, right? The Navy disagreed. Vice Admiral Jonas Ingram commanded the Atlantic Fleet. He recalled reporters to a warship in New York Harbor on January 8th, 1945. The admiral told the reporters that missile attacks were possible. Can you imagine that if we had a general or an admiral did that? Opposite of what the Department of War or the president said.
Yeah.
He announced that naval forces were assembling to counter the submarine-launched weapons. German propaganda amplified American fears. Minister of Armaments Albert Speer made a broadcast that January. He claimed V-1 and V-2 missiles would fall on New York by February 1st. That was enough proof for the Navy.
No doubt.
Meanwhile, intelligence analysts studied recon photographs of German subpens in Norway, Strange mountings appeared on several submarines. Some officers concluded they were wooden tracks for loading torpedoes. Others remained unconvinced, believing they were rocket railings. Now, this is the truth, or this is what was really happening. Prior to that, German engineers had conducted underwater sub-base rocket tests in June of 42. I'm never going to. Kapitan Lieutenant Frederick Steinhoff commanded submarine U-511 during the experimental trials near Greifswalder Oe. The trials proved rockets could launch from submerged platforms. Development ended in early 43 as military commanders realized the system degraded the seaworthiness of U-boats. They're like, get this shit off my boat. Allied commanders in 1945 were unaware that the program had actually died. So, Type 9 submarines left Norway in mid-March 1945. 7 of them formed Gruppe Seawolf. Their mission was attacking shipping off the American coast. The goal was diverting Allied anti-submarine forces away from British waters, where German boats faced devastating losses. American codebreakers tracked every movement. British intel had cracked German Enigma encryptions years earlier. Signals revealed departure dates, courses, and destinations. Given the previous intel reports, Allied commanders were concerned. So Admiral Ingram and 10th Fleet concluded the boats likely carried V-1 flying bombs. They designated the response as Operation Teardrop. The Atlantic Fleet assembled 2 massive barrier forces to stop the subs. And then in the final weeks of the war, the Navy hunted down and sank 5 of those 7 German submarines in the North Atlantic. They stopped what they believed was an imminent attack on the East Coast. The victory also came at a cost. The last American warship lost in the Atlantic fell to a German torpedo. Desperate to confirm the missile threat, Navy interrogators brutally, there was a big 5 paragraphs on how they brutally tortured captured German crews, casting a shadow over the Navy's last success in the Battle of the Atlantic. Gruppe Seawolf represented the last German U-boat offensive against American shores. While they never fired rockets at the continental U.S., those fears drove innovation that shaped naval warfare for generations. Frederick Davis remains the last. Frederick C. Davis remains the last U.S. warship lost in the Atlantic during World War II. During this time of hunting those submarines, her 126 dead include the final American naval casualties of the European War. They died hunting what they believed was a dangerous threat to their homeland, which never was. They only thought about it.
Yeah, but you would have, like I said, common sense would have told me, based on what they were throwing at England, why wouldn't they try to mount that thing underwater on a sub and launch it?
Well, sure.
Yeah,
and we know now that the war ended in 45. They didn't know. They're just like, we got to keep fighting, right? We got to keep going after these sons of bitches. And then everybody now, you know how we rerun all that stuff and put it under a new lens and like, should we have dropped a second atomic bomb?
Right,
should we have done this? Should we have hunted these guys down? And those guys back then were like, hell yeah, we're hunting them down. We're going to kill every last one of them, right?
Well, and it makes sense. But again, I would have thought there would have been at least, let me rephrase it. How close do you think they were to actually putting a V1?
Well, we didn't know that at the time, but they'd abandoned that like 2 years earlier.
Oh, they had. I thought they would. I thought they'd be.
No, the Germans said we stopped those experiments, but the propaganda they kept up because they were afraid of it. They're like, "Oh yeah, we're going to bomb your ass," and they're like, "With what?"
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So,
all right, that's cool. Very cool.
So story. That was Operation Teardrop.
That is cool.
Just an admiral going, War Department, we're doing it anyway, which is crazy that they did that stuff back then. MacArthur, you know. This admiral just
boy's got too big for the riches, man.
Yeah, we're just gonna
do it.
So, all right, who's next?
I am.
Mr. J.
So remember the movie Hacksaw Ridge?
Yeah, baby.
Not necessarily the movie, the event Hacksaw.
What was his name?
Desmond Doss.
Desmond
but
Doss.
He was a famous pacifist, Seventh-day Adventist, right?
Yeah.
Seventh-day Adventist, very strict diet, no alcohol, always like
What do they call it? What bystander?
Conscientious objector.
conscientious objector.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
So there was actually a lot of Seventh-day Adventists that got drafted and actually wanted to help and joined the military.
Okay.
The majority of these guys were then taken and put into Operation Whitecoat.
Ooh.
Right, and they were called the Whitecoats. And Operation Whitecoat was a biodefense medical research program
What?
carried by the U.S. Army in Fort Detrick. Think about it, though. They're the perfect, like, guinea pigs.
Mhm.
And they knew they were the one difference between this one and all the other ones we've kind of covered or I've brought up is these guys were voluntary and they were briefed and signed consent forms, and they knew exactly what they were getting into in all of this. They actually had a PBS program on the reunion of all these Seventh-day Adventist guys in Operation. Yeah, it was kind of a cool little rundown.
Oh.
But these guys were voluntary guinea pigs that went to Fort Detrick, Maryland between 54 and 73. It pursued medical research using these volunteers because they were conscientious objectors. And they volunteered to test the vaccines that the military was coming up with.
Jake, why do you always go back to these testing stories?
Dude, it's like I'm terrified.
I didn't realize how many there were.
Human pincushion, man.
What's going
Jesus.
on now that we're like oblivious to?
Right.
And some poor dude is stuck in the basement somewhere
with a big horn
jabbed
coming out his head.
Exactly. Well, there was an interview with these guys, and they were like, "Hey, I was the first one to go into the Magic 8 Ball at Fort Detrick."
Oh.
And it was a huge facility where they flooded a normal environment with a virus. They inoculated some of these guys who were all in great health, no alcohol, no smoking, no nothing.
Right, because that was their
They
belief.
inoculated him as a baseline, and then they're like, "Go breathe in this air." And they were like, "Okay." They voluntarily did it.
Oh, wow.
And they were like, "We're happy to." Most of the guys on this program and in this article, we're happy to do it.
Wow.
They were treated with antibodies to cure the infections that they were given. Some of the volunteers under the experiment protocol also were given investigatorial vaccines for Q fever, Venezuelan equine encephalitis, tularemia,
Oh my God.
Rift Valley fever, Hep A, the plague, yellow fever. All these guys were like, yeah, and they were volunteering to be human guinea pigs.
Wow.
And it was, this came about majority because of after World War II.
Yeah.
We thought the Russians were far advanced from our capabilities in bio warfare.
Right.
So propaganda again, right?
Yep.
The Germans, we're good at propaganda. They're obviously good at propaganda.
Yeah.
We were like, had a mad scramble, and we felt we were behind in the experimenting of these viruses. So they came up with a dozen or so vaccines at that time and produced them, and they actually did a lot of good. And the majority of the people on that interview and in that article were very happy about the experience.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the FDA, as a result, the FDA came up with yellow fever vaccine, hepatitis. They had drugs to stop the symptoms and slow the advancement of Q fever, Venezuelan equine encephalitis, and tularemia.
How many of these guys passed away?
So I could not find any specific thing. And in the PBS interviews,
Interesting.
no one had died during the experimentation
Wow.
of this.
That's impressive.
So I think it was because it was kind of a above board, open, we're not going to do this unless you tell us everything about it. There was an interview that the guy was like, yeah, we went through, he goes, I had no problem doing it because we went through an hour-long briefing on what we were expected to see, what we were going to run into, all this. And then even in the article, they had a picture of the consent form from 1955 that they had to sign.
Wow.
On this experiment. So Operation Whitecoat on the good side of
experiment. Pay advance. I want to get pay advance before I get stuck, man.
What's the one that you both did? It had two different names.
Edgewater Arsenal.
Edgewater Arsenal, right? That's what the LSD.
That was
hallucination. Yeah, it was different.
Right.
Yeah.
But then there wasn't
anything about it, and they were just spiking every bit of air and water and food with freaking LSD
and this one was like, hey, here's what you're gonna get, but here's the vaccine, and we want to make sure it works. That kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. That is crazy. And it wasn't just Seventh-day Adventists, was it?
The majority of it was. Because they were all conscientious objectors,
so and they're all
very strict diets, and very strict health requirements,
which is a great control group, right?
Amazing control group, right?
They're all healthy.
Man, that makes
sense.
sense.
They're all healthy guys. They're all the same age, same everything. None of them are overweight. None of them smoke. None of them drink.
That's right. Yeah.
They all eat a very strict diet. And they all take Saturday off. And so that was some of the stipulations and the negotiation that went back and forth between the Seventh-day Adventist leadership to this group. I'm like, these are all our requirements, and then we'll be voluntary guinea pigs.
Wow.
Once again, the military surprises me with what they come up with.
Operation Whitecoat.
Yeah. Nice. What are they doing now, though?
Oh, if I got one for you.
That relaxation booth at Hill Air Force Base. Just lights.
Yep. Relax. You get 20 minutes in the chair. You're good.
Yeah. I'm so relaxed.
It's reprogramming you. Man.
You know, since the
inception
of our unheralded histories, we've talked on numerous occasions about where these ideas come from, and like three guys sitting at a bar drinking a beer or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But wait till you hear this one. Yay! Freaking nutbags. I love it.
Literally or figuratively?
Figuratively.
Both.
So, in fact, the United States military, its intelligence agencies, and their think tanks have conjured up some wacky ideas over the years. We just talked about it, right? During World War II, a dentist thought the bat bomb was the next great secret weapon.
You covered the bat bomb. Yeah, you did the bat bomb, right?
The CIA famously plotted to use cats implemented with listening devices. Remember, acoustic kitty, right? All these freaking ideas.
That was Jake's. That was the one that died the first one, right?
That cat was like, I'm done.
Yep.
Put me out of my misery.
Doing it. I'm going in the street.
Yeah.
Their antics continued into the global war on terrorism when they recruited the mastermind behind G.I. Joe brand to create an Osama bin Laden demon toy.
Oh.
We haven't talked about this one. We should talk about that in the future. The bin Laden toy had a heat-dissolving face to transform the terrorists from human to devil in a clever psychological warfare ploy. That's a good one. But in 1994, the U.S. Air Force, and its infinite wisdom, said, here, guys, hold my beer. We got one for you.
All right.
Among the most preposterous ideas came when the U.S. Air Force Wright-Patterson Laboratory in Dayton, Ohio, proposed to build the gay bomb. The gay bomb. I'm surprised we can even say that today, right? The gay bomb, which would make enemy combatants sexually irresistible to one another.
Come on, no way.
I swear to God. The gay bomb masterminds requested 6 years and a budget of $7.5 million to complete the project.
Right.
They envision using an aphrodisiac chemical cocktail employed in similar fashion to the devil's perfume during World War I. If you guys aren't familiar with that, that was created an agonizing death. It was, just lethal. And that's when the gas mask started playing.
Oh, okay.
Their harebrained proposal was devised for being dropped over enemy territory to encourage soldiers to drop their weapons and their trousers, a study of fraternization at its finest. Thanks to the Freedom of Information Act, the Sunshine Project, a watchdog group that oversees programs that develop chemical and biological weapons, requested answers from the Pentagon. The Department of Defense is committed to identifying, researching, and developing non-lethal weapons that will support our men and women in uniform. A Department of Defense spokesperson told CBS 5, adding that the idea of the gay bomb was immediately dismissed. So it didn't go into
What was it supposed to be? Like some kind
here
of...
I'm going to tell you.
Okay, all right.
Although the gay bomb never made it past initial planning stages and was later officially denied by the Pentagon, the think tanks of America remain active in crafting up new ideas to inflict change on the battlefield, no matter how bizarre or eccentric. The gay bomb was designed to create a euphoric feeling of someone looking at the opposite sex. So if you were in a fighting position with your buddy and you were both males, heterosexual males, this could give you the idea of starting to think about being a homosexual.
He got this idea from some Looney Tunes bullshit. Right? We've all seen this kind of Looney Tunes thing where like somebody gets shot by an arrow and they're like,
What was
I couldn't imagine.
Was it a smell? Was it a chemical?
It was an aphrodisiac chemical cocktail is what they told it. So they had some other things. And it got into pheromones, the whole pheromone theory.
Like
pheromones attract the opposite sex or attract the same sex.
That's in cologne.
Yeah, dude.
But again, I'm like, I continue to pursue the whole idiotic ideas that we came up with. Nothing was off the table, and I found the gay bomb, which was what? And in 1994, fellas, not 1950 or 40. 1994. Hey, could you imagine your conscientious
objector?
objector?
On the whiteboard and they're like, seriously? They're like, dude, have you ever seen any fights at the Pride Parade? You're like, okay, that's a valid point. It's a good call.
Those guys.
What if they hit the?
That's right.
If they hit the conscientious objectors with it, you signed up. We're going to hit you with a little gay bomb.
Oh man, they resist that.
Oh, 7.5
Police
million.
Academy. There was no fights in the Blue Lagoon.
just dancing.
Just dancing. A lot of leather hanging out. Some utility belts.
Said about the gay bomb. Unbelievable.
Yep.
The gay bomb. So how did that get? Obviously, they just didn't pursue it, right?
$3.8 million to dismiss.
No,
I'm just kidding.
7.5 million. It started as nothing but a whiteboard that the folks at Wright Pat in Ohio decided to pursue, thinking that there was something to it.
Wow. They literally spent how much on it? Okay.
They wanted 7.5 million to freaking build this thing.
This is like that maintenance idea program where you can come up with some new maintainer thing. That's what they were going for. They were like, well, could we submit this? Could we get paid for this? That would be great.
It's the suggestion program.
1994.
Imagine the VA claims on those guys.
No doubt. What happened to your anus? I was hit with a gay bomb.
Wow. Oh, you got that gay bomb too.
The first round was the gay bomb. The third and fourth.
Unfortunately,
really on
the
me.
gay bomb had more friendly fire than it did on the enemy. So,
Heavy on the friendly.
Oh my God.
good job, gentlemen, on the
Nothing's off the
homework,
table.
man. Good job.
Man.
Well
Those were
done.
awesome.
See what happens. See how much fun we can have when you guys actually do a little bit of work.
No, we have fun regardless.
Well, that's
Agreed.
true. Actually, it's more fun when you don't do any of it.
Irregardlessly.
Irregardlessly.
Ah,
I love that joke, dude. Well, let's bring it to end up then, shall we?
And up.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right. Well, I got to come up with a better.
Somebody say the magic word or something. Oh.
I've got two. Oh, we're going to do that next week. Magic word.
right on.
So on that note, and on behalf of all of us here, I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. And make sure that next week that you are not
Late for Changeover.
I gotta ask if they want to come
Yeah.
back on. I don't see.
I-
Juan
I
should be
don't-
about graduating by now.
I know, man. His hair was
Right?
looking good, dude. But
Yeah.
to be honest, guys, I don't need a gay bomb to love you guys. But
Yeah.
you're not getting past second base. I'm playing it tight.
Very little physicality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already
Mm.
dropped the bomb on me. That's right.
You see Marty's face, he's like,
Yeah.
Oh,
The things you watchers and listeners don't see off camera. So
the closet.
that's it. Okay, we're going back, baby. We're going back into that closet full of flannel.
walk out, baby.
There you go.
Thanks, gentlemen. It's good to see you.
Always a
And
good
for
time.
everyone listening and watching, thanks for watching and listening, and we'll see you next week.
Right on.
I like the